Rizzuto Show.
Well, look at us. We got some guests.
Yeah, we do.
It's not every day that we have guests.
I wish we could get like 3 or 4 more dudes in here. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, how many people we got in the studio here?
1,
Let's
2,
count.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wow.
That's a record!
How
We just set a record.
That is a record.
One female, one very scared female.
We have Kevin and we have Steve from Broken Lizard here.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
So you may know them from Super Troopers and Beerfest. So it's Farva and Mac from
Yeah.
Super Troopers.
That's how they know us. Farva.
Do you get upset at that?
No. Like if we didn't, like we wrote the thing, so if I was just some actor they plugged in, I might get annoyed. But you write it, it's kind of flattering.
Somebody wanted to bring in a liter of cola for you. I'm like, oh, come on.
I'd
I'm
chug it
sure
for
he's
them.
I'm sure he's heard that before.
He likes that, though. Our problems could be worse. I mean, people could come up and, want to punch us in the face
That's true.
or something. Like, Rocky, so Stallone, when he made Rocky, he had people wanting to fight him all the time. Chuck Norris, Van Damme, all those guys.
People just want to chug a liter of cola with me.
But do you guys get annoyed at all about, people, it's got to be a daily basis thing, people running up to you guys and shouting out lines from your movies.
It depends. Like he gets annoyed when they shout my lines at him. That's when he gets pissed at.
Yeah. It's like, don't just throw out blanket quotes from the movies. Like, give me some, like, you boys like Mexico or something like that.
Be character specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. If you're going to do it, at least do it that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's amateur hour.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't need to hear Farva's number 1. I don't need to hear that.
All right, so these guys are at the Helium Comedy Club. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. And is it a stand-up thing? Because Actually, is it a sit-down thing? Because I saw you guys on stools.
There's a little stand-up, a little sit-down. Yeah. No, we do stand-up, kind of traditional stand-up, and then we also tell stories like from the making of the movies and stuff. So if you're a fan of the movies, you get a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Okay. You get behind the scenes stuff that you've never heard before.
Was it crazy? Just the amount of... it must have happened so quick for you guys. Super Troopers came out. It was this little movie, and then all of a sudden...
It wasn't until it hit
blew the hell
DVD that it really blew up. Like, it wasn't... Like, it was in the theaters for a little while. It did okay. And then when it hit DVD, then it got a little more crazy. So it was a weird slow burn, like you were walking down the street one day. It
actually took a couple of years, yeah. And, the 5 of us were walking down the street and at night in New York City, and a guy ran out of a bar. And it was like, are you guys the Super Troopers? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, I knew it. Get in here. I'm the bartender. You're drinking for free tonight.
No kidding.
And that was the first drink for free.
That was the first taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, that was like 3 years after, too.
It was probably, yeah. So it was a little bit of a slow burn. Yeah.
Well, how did you guys get the movie made in the first place? Because Broken Lizard is a comedy troupe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys, what was your, did you guys play the circuit?
Yeah, we did. Well, we made a movie before that called Puddle Cruisers, like a very small movie, and it was a college comedy, and we brought it around to the festivals and stuff like that. And then that allowed us to go around and get money to make this. So we raised $1 million and then went and shot Super Troopers.
Yeah, there was a guy, we brought Super Troopers around town. George Clooney, no joke, was actually our executive producer for a while. And kind of a bad situation happened with a fake investor. And so that, Clooney...
Wait, so George Clooney was an investor in Broken Lizard?
He wasn't an investor. He was the executive producer of Super Troopers.
Originally.
Wow.
Yeah. And what happened is we had an investor who said he had all this money, and so we went out with Clooney and we found an actor to attach to the project. And then it turned out the investor actually didn't have the money and was now shopping a movie with this new actor attached. And so that deal blew up in everybody's faces, mostly ours.
We had to go make it ourselves.
Yeah. But
so Clooney pulled out?
Yeah.
He pulled
That's
out.
a good thing to say.
Headline:
Clooney pulled out. Oh.
Woman cries.
Yeah. Oh, Clooney pulled out.
I wanted you to soak my eggs.
That's
Oh.
sad.
So I'm sure you guys thought, holy crap, we got George Clooney attached to this
Yeah, it was
thing.
great.
But that was
great.
we would go into the studios, and the studios would be like, okay, and how much money do you guys want to make this movie? We're like, $5 million. And they would say, and who's going to act in it? We're like, we are. And they would say, and is George going to act in it? We're like, he's not planning on it. And they would say, okay, cool, we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, but if you have George Clooney as a producer or involved in any way, I'm sure doors open.
Yeah. No, we went to all the places, but nobody wanted to do it ultimately. And he
Okay,
bailed.
so George Clooney bails out.
Yeah.
Now you got to raise the money yourself. So you're going door to door basically in Hollywood.
It was basically we went to a guy. We did that and we came up empty. And it was a guy who a friend of ours from college, a girl that we knew in college. Her dad was like a banker, and he came and said, "Hey, I want to be a movie producer. I'm retiring. I want to be a movie producer. and he talked to his daughter, who you know any guys in the movie business, and she introduced him to us, and he ultimately put the money up.
And he was like, "Do you guys know anybody in the movie business?"
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's you guys.
He just wanted an education. He was like, I've never read a movie script before. Do you have any lying around that I could just look at to see what they look like? And we, our producer gave him Super Troopers, and he said after he read it, he was like, "Now who's making this one?" And we were like, "You can be if you want to." And he gave us the money.
Yeah.
Wow. So how much did he give you?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah.
And it cost $1 million to shoot
1.2,
the original
yep.
Super Trooper.
Yeah. And then we sold it. We brought it to the Sundance Film Festival, and we sold it to Fox.
Okay, so now Fox has a release date for this thing.
Yeah.
And you guys like, here it is, Super Troopers
let's
in
go.
theaters.
Yeah.
This is our big break.
Yeah.
So it comes out, and then what happens?
Well, what happened is like there were no stars in the movie, so what they did is they made a poster and they put us upside down on it. Like I don't know if you remember the poster. We're upside down as cops, and that was the joke. Like they're crazy cops, you know. And so we're like, oh, okay, no one can tell who we are. And so we got on a bus and we traveled around for 6 weeks on Fox's dime, doing screenings and doing parties and getting word of mouth stuff out there. And then it made about $20 million when it came out in the movie theater,
so
which is pretty good.
Great.
They're very happy with it
for $1 million movie.
Yeah, they were excited, and they gave us a deal to make another movie. And after we have the scene where Kevin is naked, covered in powdered sugar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you showed your ding-a-ling.
Yeah, I did.
His
pretty good.
ding-a-ling.
Full frontal, dude.
Yeah, you went full frontal.
Full frontal, my first movie. Come on.
He did. I'll king
Get it out of the way
ding-a-ling
now.
over here.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
And then, with the maple syrup chugging scene, we realized, if you write these things, you actually have to perform them at some point. And so Fox was saying, what do you guys want to do? And kind of as a joke, we were like, we should put ourselves on a tropical island surrounded by hundreds of open-minded naked women. And so we pitched Club Dread to them, and they went for it. And but unfortunately, Club Dread opened against The Passion of the Christ.
Yikes.
I recall that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Lord smote us down that weekend.
Hard. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, there he is again.
Never take on the
There he is
Lord.
again.
The
Taking
box
your
office,
time
man.
again.
Yeah,
Never do it.
yeah.
In real life
Jesus
or
is
in the
actually
box
coming
office.
in next, so we have to cut this short.
Yeah. And Jesus looks like a big stoner, but he did not come see Club Dread.
Well, I mean, it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But we went, Kevin and I and the other guys in the group, we always have a tradition of going around to theaters wherever we are on opening day and just poking our heads in and seeing how it's looking. And so we were in New York City at a theater in Times Square noon, and these stoners were walking in to the complex, definitely to come see Club Dread, our big follow up. And these religious groups had bought out entire all the tickets for each screening of Passion of the Christ, and we're just handing them out for free. And you could see our core audience just going for the free tickets. I mean, they really drained.
Bruh, free tickets.
Yeah, free
I don't
tickets.
care what it is.
Yeah.
How many of these stoners went into the Passion of the Christ and went, "What does this have to do with Super?"
Like, why is this guy getting his ass
Get
kicked
this.
for 3 hours? This guy's just getting his ass
Bloody.
kicked for 3 hours.
Bloody.
This isn't even funny, man.
They're
Am
sitting
I
there.
supposed to be laughing?
They're like, why is Favre carrying a cross? bro?"
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Looks good in a beard, though.
So did it do as well as you guys had anticipated?
Super Troopers?
No.
Oh, Club Dread. No,
Club Dread.
bombed. No, it tanked. Yeah.
We came in the top 10 opening weekend, but only made $3 million. The Passion of the Christ took all the box
I
office.
made $100 million that weekend.
Yeah.
Do you guys think at this point, oh my God, we're done?
Yeah, we're
We
screwed.
are never making a movie again.
Yeah, that was the funny thing, because then people were like, oh, they're sophomoric, they're never making another movie, and we're like, what should we do? And then we went around and we pitched Beerfest.
Which was, I mean.
Yeah,
we
so
got-
it was like, let's go more sophomoric,
Yeah, I was going to say.
and let's make a movie about us chugging beer. And they went
And
for
that
it.
did well.
And that did well.
And
It was an
that's-
angry choice. We made an angry
We
choice.
did make an angry choice.
That has been on a lot lately.
I know, it has, yeah.
It was
That's great.
National Beer Day yesterday.
Yeah.
National
That's
Beer
right.
Day. Right.
Yeah, it's been on Comedy Central. And that's on a, you know what? I hate watching that movie censored.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's watching a porn without the sex scenes.
I know,
That's
but
what it is.
I've realized the good thing is it's good for my kids. Like my kids
Yeah.
are young, they can watch it, and then Dad's not peddling smut to them.
Sure.
That's true.
Like I usually do.
Actually, both Super Troopers and Beerfest have been on recently.
Yeah, it was on
a
HBO
lot.
the other day.
Yeah.
Both of them were on HBO the other day.
But
Yeah.
those both of those movies are movies where you go, it's on, and I'll watch it wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever
you
it
can't
is.
turn away from
You
that.
can
Yeah.
jump
Whatever it
in
is.
wherever and just start watching. Yeah, which is good.
But it's true. Comedy Central plays Super Troopers, and their edit of that movie is terrible. They don't care about the plot at all. It goes from
They pull the middle 20 minutes out
Yeah.
to make it fit.
yeah, you just come in after commercial break, and you're the movie's starting to wrap up,
And you don't get my full frontal on there either.
That's true, which is
a sell. Guys, it's a sell. Come
that's
on.
a damn shame.
Yeah. Or any of the fun dubs that we've done. Like we go into the studio, right after we've finished editing the movie, and we do the clean version. We do all the dub takes, and we have fun. Like the word BS, we'll change it to baloney. Like we like to have fun with it.
Well, it's like what was that? What is it? Big Lebowski. When John Goodman's going crazy, this is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
Destroying the car.
That's his edit. This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
That's right.
It's hilarious. Comedy Central, love it.
Yeah.
So Beerfest, did you have to make that on your own, or was
at that
a
point,
movie company got like
Warner
screw
Brothers.
these guys?
Yeah, we brought to Warner Brothers. So yeah, we what happened was we hooked up with Adam Sandler, and he became the producer of Beerfest, and then we set it up at Sony, and then it ultimately fell through. And then we made it a different studio, and then Sandler was out. So
yeah,
second time
cup of coffee, we were with Sandler for a little while.
So that's just like the Clooney situation.
Yeah, they're in, they're out.
But that was a different thing. He had a deal at a studio, and Club Dread came out, and literally he called us the Monday after Club Dread came out, and he was like, "You guys need my help."
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, because we had a meeting with him after Super Troopers, and he was like, "I love you guys. You guys, you made an R-rated movie. You're like pure comedy. If you ever need anything, I'll help you." And then he reached out after Club Dread bombed
great.
and said, "Now you need my help."
Wow.
So,
So what's it like taking a meeting with Adam Sandler?
It's great. I mean,
Does he wear sweatpants?
Yeah, he wears sweatpants. Like there's like a basketball hoop in his office.
yeah, there's a keg
You know what I mean?
in the office.
Foosball
Serious?
tables. Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's a clubhouse.
yeah. It's a man cave.
Like the Stones are playing on the stereo. There's I think in our meeting, like March Madness was happening. Like he had a huge screen TV,
Right.
and there's just college basketball going on during our meeting.
Yeah.
All right, so he starts to help out with Beerfest, then he pulls out.
Then he gets out, yeah. And then
And
we
then
made
you guys
it
were on
at
your own
Warner
again.
Brothers, yeah. Well, what happened was we signed on with Warner Brothers to help them with the Dukes of Hazzard. They remade the Dukes of Hazzard with like what's her name?
Jessica
Spacey.
Simpson.
Jessica
Yeah.
Simpson, sorry.
Right. So we came in, and our buddy Jay directed,
name?
and then
What's
we
her name?
rewrote. I forgot. I can't. And so we remade it, and we rewrote it for them, and then it did really, really well for them. And they were like, "Well, what do you guys want to do?" And we said, "We want to make Beerfest." And they're like, "All right, let's do it."
Yeah.
So because we worked on the Dukes of Hazzard, they let us make Beerfest.
It was actually like one of these like rare moments because I remember we literally walked out of this meeting at Sony with Sandler, and Sony had said, "We think you guys missed the mark on this script for Beerfest." And we're like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Well, first of all, it's like reading like a sports movie." And we're like, "Yeah, that's what we're going for."
Yeah, it's a Beer Olympics.
Yeah, and then they said, "Okay, but you made these guys. Oh, you'll like this story." They said you made these guys really unlikable. Like these guys are guys that drink like Budweiser, and we're like, "Yeah." And this is talking 5 guys who love Budweiser beer. We're like, "Yeah."
Well, you're in the right place, my friend.
I
St.
know,
Louis,
I know.
Missouri. How about that?
And then-
King of
and-
beers right here.
Well, we were like, "What beer should they drink to make them more sympathetic to you?" They're like, "We were thinking like a Stella Artois."
Oh,
And we're like, "You guys are missing." And then they had a comment about the fact that he dies at the end of the second act.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, they thought it was cynical. They said it was cynical. So anyway, we walked out of there.
yeah, but the whole silly part is then your brother
the great
comes.
That was the great
Who looks exactly like you.
That was my favorite moment.
Yeah,
Let me go. One of my favorite lines of the movie is, "Just call me landfill, so there's not any weird awkwardness." Okay.
yeah.
And then boom, then you're back in.
Dude, I mean, I was literally cracking up to myself watching Beerfest a couple weeks ago when you're in the vat and you're trying to drink your way out.
And then it cuts away.
And then it comes and you're floating.
And
then I die.
When we had in the test screenings, people were mad. They screamed at that part. They were like, "No!"
Yeah. My uncle, who hates movies, went to go see the movie just because I was in it. And when I died, he got up and he left.
Oh, he
And
didn't see it out?
Yo, Uncle Tim, I come back. He goes, "Oh, I don't know. I left. You're dead. I don't want to watch anymore." I didn't. I left. I don't care. You're dead. I'm gone.
Yeah, but so the deal ended with Sony. We walked outside of the office. Our deal has just ended. Sandler was like, "I guess we're not doing that together." All right, well, it's been nice doing business. They walk off. We're out there on the steps, and our phone rings, and it's Warner Brothers, and they're like, "Guys, we want to make a deal. What movie do you guys want to make?" And we're like, "Can we make Beerfest?" They're like, "Green light." I mean, literally, they greenlit the
Is
movie.
it one of those situations like, let's make a movie?
Yeah.
Let's make a movie together.
It was.
It was because they don't care. Like they make Harry Potter. You know what I mean? They made the Batman Superman movie. Like our Beerfest movie was like their lunch budget.
Right,
You know what I
they
mean?
wipe their rear
don't
ends
care.
with $100 bills
Yeah.
at the Warner
Yeah,
Brothers building.
Exactly. So
Let's make a movie together. Fine. Let's see what happens. And did that make a decent amount of money?
Yeah,
for
it made
theater?
good money for them. I think another one. It was another one that was a huge success on DVD for them, like a gigantic success on DVD.
Another cult classic for you guys.
Yeah.
But we got to take a quick break.
Okay.
I want to talk about Super Troopers 2, and I want to talk
yeah.
about what you guys are doing at Helium Comedy Club this weekend.
Okay.
It's Steve, it's Kevin from Broken Lizard. They're here.